All right, we are starting officially. I appreciate the questions that we have had ahead of this. And so thank you very much, everyone, for being here. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to tonight's presentation, which is Calm Your Nervous System Before You Can Change Your Life or Change Your Life. And I'm going to give you an insight why your perhaps repeated attempts to transform your life have failed. All right, so my mission for today is to simply give you an understanding why the many times when you have attempted to take your life back from situations that these attempts have failed, you were not able to change your life, to change conditions, to change situations. And that is because you most likely were operating from a dysregulated nervous system. You will understand this term much better in a moment. By the end of this time, I will have given you some insight about your nervous system, about dysregulation. And I've given you a technique plus some data points that will help you to understand the problem. I'd like to stress, though, that this is but as if a little child were to lick the icing on the cream. You're just getting a touch of an understanding of this vast issue with nervous system regulation, of your reactions, of your entire symptoms, because I'm sorry, so many people are entering and temporarily I tend to lose my thought. All right, so it's just like the tip of the iceberg, but I will show you ways how you can continue your journey and learn more about not only the problem, but also, of course, the solutions, and give you an awareness so that you can make better choices. The one thing I want you to understand, and this is hugely important, is that everything you seek is already within you and it is seeking you, and that sets you apart from others. That, frankly, is what has brought you in here, because something within you is awakening. You are looking for solutions. You are seeking to find answers. You are in the right place. My Tonight, what I'm going to be doing, as I already indicated, I'm going to help you understand the problem. I will tell you why it's a problem and why it is important to fix it. I will also show you the myths and the roadblocks that so many people are facing as they are starting their journey towards the solution. The things that they do and the things that they don't do. I will give you some research and data, and I give you one technique that gets you started, but there's a way you can get more. And in the end, you will have another opportunity to ask me questions. All right. And I have a tendency to forget to let you know that I also have a few offers, some exciting new offers, and some bonuses that I'd like to share with you, but more of that in a moment. Here's what's different about my approach, what sets me apart from so many approaches that we are seeing around. I don't start with a mindset. I help my clients and the people that choose to join my workshops to find immediate relief first, so that they once find how they can regulate their system, they are on their way towards transformation. Regulation always precedes transformation. In my workshops and with clients, as I said, We're first working with the nervous system. I help people find relief because when the system is calm, when you know that you are safe and secure, that you're not operating out of survival mode, then and only then do we have an entry to work with your subconscious or unconscious mind, and then with your conscious mind to create, to open up possibilities and to enter into that state, a natural state of flow and coherence. I bridge neuroscience, somatic healing, and spiritual energetics into a synthesis of ancient wisdom and modern science. And that is the most exciting part because finally we are waking up that there is more to it than just science. There is just so much knowledge that we have not tapped in yet, and we're going there. And that is my approach. Let me introduce myself. My name is Marina, and I am a life coach. And I help high achievers regulate their nervous system first so they break from stress and overwhelm and achieve sustainable success through my Coherence Catalyst coaching program. As I said, unlike other traditional approaches, I don't focus on the pain and pastful problems, but I'd rather focus on heart-mind coherence and calmness, clarity, and using my powerful tools and techniques that I've learned, acquired through learning hypnotherapy. I'm a master practitioner in NLP and positive psychology, time therapy, so timeline therapy, and more. I wanted to just start and touch on stress in America. I realized as I was reworking, I realized that stress in America is going through the roof. Approximately 75% of Americans are reporting physical and emotional symptoms related to stress. I wonder if that is you as well. Do you feel that too? It certainly was me. This was me before my stressor hit and changed my life, and I thought it changed my life forever. Suddenly, it was in 1993 when my life collapsed, the life that I had known. I had lost what I knew were my worldly possessions, my house, my savings, my security, my safety in one single moment. And that was when I was the mother of a 2-year-old and I was expecting my second child. But I was unaware of that I had lost something far more important, more valuable. And that was my identity. I had been a successful entrepreneur, a caring, loving wife, mother, daughter. And now I was filled with self-doubt, with worries, and a deep, deep darkness, a fear of my future, what the future may hold for me. I'd lost my sense of joy, of happiness, and confidence. As a result, though, of my existential crisis, I sought to find solutions to help me become the person I was still underneath all of that accumulated stress, darkness, and negativity. What I discovered was that most people blame and shame the situation. They point fingers in the belief that that will find them relief, and they find validation being the victim of their story. But what really happens is by becoming the victim, we undermine our self-esteem. We build ourselves down. My awakening was that I said, that is not my story. I choose to be on my own hero's journey. over the years. And as a result of that, I created my Coherence Catalyst program where I show you how you can do the same thing. And tonight, I will go through, as I said, through the nervous system regulation first, which precedes mindset. And after that, you will learn, and later on, I will give you some opportunities how you too can find relief and learn to be excited again about your future possibilities and potential. The most common mistakes people make are they are unaware, they're in denial, and they choose to procrastinate. Tomorrow, I'll do it later. The first thing is to say yes to yourself and to take the next step. I will show you how in just a moment. Here's what I see constantly when working with my clients as they're dealing with stress and anxiety. They're trying to change. They're setting goals. They read the books. They go on YouTube. They study. They learn. They work with coaches. They know what they want. And then it just flows away. They can't get it done. That vision of themselves is just not manifesting. And the harder they try, the more they fail. There is a paradox here, the paradox of effort. Because here's a simple explanation about that. It took me a long time to understand that and to accept that. And that was that excessive pressure creates frustration, creates negative emotions. And so we create more resistance within ourselves that creates more anxiety, hindering our performance and leading to cycles of overthinking. So there it is. Don't try as hard, and you will learn how. But when you try to create that change, something happens. You may slip backwards. You may lose motivation. Most people, they wait and they wait. When the motivation strikes, they think when the moment is right, then I will do that. And that moment will never appear because you start talking yourself out of it. You're already in your anxiety. Your anxiety, the protection, the survival mode has already taken over. And you're going, yeah, okay, I'll work on that later. Which is translated, no, I'm not going to do it because I'd rather stay where I'm safe. This is causing me anxiety. I can't do that. And then you start saying to yourself, what's wrong with me? Why can't I just change? Others change. Now you're adding the comparison. Others can change. They're seemingly on top of the world, and me, I'm stuck here. The truth is, nothing's wrong with you per se. It's not you. It's not that you're weak or don't have the willpower. There is something else going on. And the problem with that is that when we're trying to build a foundation or transformation on a shaky ground, guess what will happen? We won't build a strong structure. The smallest wind, the smallest wave will take the structure out to sea. Is that not so? Who here has experienced that in their lives? They thought they moved forward, and in reality, it was so shaky, they were so anxious and nervous that the smallest thing someone said, and down it collapsed. Why it is a problem is because every time you go for it and you fail, you reinforce the belief that you cannot change. That is not true, but the belief is that you didn't make it. The evidence speaks for itself, but not because you don't have the capacity. It's different. So every time you fail and you don't follow through, you create evidence that you cannot transform. And what happens next is you start doubting yourself. You're underestimating yourself. You believe you don't have discipline, willpower. The real problem, though, is that you're changing from a nervous system state that cannot support the change. It becomes a serious problem because you're not operating from choice. Choice is something that we human beings have. We have choice. But when you are working from a survival mode, there is no choice. The only choice you have that is given to you is to survive because you must protect yourself. So there it shuts it down. What happens when you don't address it? Well, if you don't deal with your problems, the problems become bigger. Every time you fail, the neural pathways become deeper, and it will tell you, and evidence speaks for itself, that you cannot change. You say to yourself, I simply can't change. I'm not good enough. And it's very much like when you're stuck in snow or in mud and the wheels are spinning, and the more they're spinning and the harder you push that gas, the more they're spinning and the deeper you go. That's that paradox of effort. Just by trying harder, you're not going to get out of the rut. What you're really doing, though, is you're deepening the ruts, the neural pathways. You are supporting that negative neural pathway, the round and round, loop-de-loop in your head. And what also happens is that your nervous system, your amygdala, your limbic system is becoming super sensitive. It is looking for danger everywhere. And guess when we look for something, we find it. So you're becoming more dysregulated, more reactive, and more triggered all the time. The window from I'm fine to I'm overwhelmed becomes smaller and smaller and smaller, while the gap from where you are to where you want to be becomes wider and wider, more apart and deeper. So, what to do? Regulation precedes transformation. So, we must address the issue with regulation first. Most approaches work on a body and a mindset and a nervous system that is operating inflamed, in an inflamed state. It is as if your house is on fire, and I were to ask you, as you're watching your house burning down, what are you going to plant in the spring? What are you planning to harvest in the fall? Really? This is not the time. Right? So you cannot do this when your personal house, your container is on fire. The first thing we need to deal with is calm the fire. Get rid of the fire, right? We have to smush the fire. Most therapies that I know of are focusing on pain and problems. It's like opening and ripping open the wound over and over again. My client, Maddie, she was most reluctant to start working with me because she feared that I would do the exact same thing. Yes, there is a cause that happened to you early on, but the solution is not found in the problem. We are just finding the root cause. We look at it from above, which is what I did. from a dissociated place. We're looking down, we're taking the learnings out, and then we let go of all the times that she got triggered and again and again and again. They simply collapse when we take the learnings out, because everything happens for you, not to you. It's a huge difference from a perspective. And when you get up that ladder, you understand it happens because of you and through you and as you. But let's not get ahead of us. Maddie worked her way through it with my help and my coherence catalyst program. But I need to be real with you. There is work that is around this. Nothing that is valuable comes as if you can snap your fingers and off you go, rub that magic lamp, and there's your solution. It requires you to say yes to yourself and to doing the work. Without work, we don't get value out of anything. Who here knows that from firsthand experience? When we get something and there is nothing that we need to do about it, versus when we work on something. I will answer the questions a little later on. Thank you. So when you work through it and you achieve something, that's when we have this pride and joy. So I'm asking you to sit back for a moment, and I'd like you to reflect for a moment, because I want you to get awareness of what is going on in your life. So what's dysregulating you? Here's what I hear a lot. I can't stop ruminating, which means being in the past, and that's pulling you down. I start spinning and worrying about the future and fear what's going to happen to me. I knew that firsthand. I experienced it. And it's like that vortex that pulls you down with such a power. So we need ways to help us to pull ourselves back out of that hole. I'll show you how you can do that. My client, young, beautiful woman, wouldn't step out of her apartment any longer because she was too afraid of being judged by others, she felt ugly, and she had no clue what to wear. She felt awkward. She felt as if everyone was looking at her. I know, I've experienced it. Who amongst you have similar experiences, right? We feel everyone's eyes are on us, when in reality, everyone is thinking about their own problems. But when you're in this state, you can't think that, you can't see that. Another one of my clients, she snapped at her daughter all the time, and she didn't know why she was doing it. She had no reason to do it, and it caused panic attacks in her. And of course, her daughter didn't feel great about it either. And the gap between them became bigger and bigger, and she felt worse and worse with every time. We worked on it. She's no longer snapping. Take a moment and ask yourself where your energy is going. This is really important. Are you wasting your energy on minutia and negative emotions? Just think about it, reflect for a moment. Or are you investing in things that will help you grow? There's a huge difference, because here, what I'd like you to learn and understand tonight is that your greatest currency and commodity is your energy. How many times in one day do you give it away to something unessential, something so unimportant, and you're just giving it away? instead of investing it. Think about this for a moment. Willpower, determination, and positive mindset cannot and will not break through dysregulated or stuck energy and cannot transform without causing massive exhaustion, exertion, and internal wounds. The reason most people don't change is because they believe in myths. What are some of these myths? I'm sure, and I know I did, you know some of these. I'm too old to learn new skills. You're never too old. Others are better than I am. Really? The conditions are not perfect. Frankly, they will never be perfect. I'm not ready yet. We never are. It's too late for me. No. I need to be more something, more perfect. As I told you, I'm in this coaching group right now, and I hear it. I will wait until I have it ready. No, get started now. Don't wait because that moment will never come. And what happens though is you talk yourself out of your motivation and your fear and anxiety win. Do you really want that to win? I know you don't. And that's why you haven't succeeded yet. Emphasis on yet. Here's what will change your life. Let me explain what happens when pressure hits. It's like a steam, like the pot. When pressure hits, your biology takes over. The biology being your sympathetic nervous system, your limbic system, your amygdala, and your unconscious mind. And because of that, your brain, your prefrontal cortex, shuts down. So what do we do with the steaming pot first? Slowly let the steam come out. Same with you. When the nervous system is gets stuck, it's under when it feels that it's under stress and anxiety. You become tense, exhausted, on high alert. Remember a moment when that happened to you. Your mind starts going in loops, same patterns over and over again. Just the repeat of the patterns is so exhausting. Your spirit feels disconnected, numb, and you're checking out. You must dissociate. When it becomes overwhelming, you've got to step out. Every attempt to change triggers the same shutdown response. And that is trauma seen through the perspective of neurosomatic science and dynamics. So trauma is disconnection from self. When the shock and overwhelm is so tremendous, you must step out. And then there's a fragmentation of yourself. There's a disconnection from the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual self. The reverse is you coming back together when feeling is returned to the body. The most devastating part, of course, is that it's costly because you are giving up opportunities and possibilities. You can't see them from the perspective of when you are in survival and safety mode. The problem that you're dealing with is that the nervous system and your unconscious mind are not logical. They are purposeful, and it is their purpose and their job to protect you. And they do it unless you help them understand that there is another way to keep you safe and protected. It becomes an even bigger problem when it damages relationships because of your reactivity. You snap. You second guess yourself when you need confidence instead. You waste hours in these mental loops. Your nervous system is running the show and keeping you stuck. So you've given your power to your nervous system. Even bigger problem is when you stop caring. You don't even make an effort anymore. And why is that? Because you have no more energy left. You've given it and you're giving it to the problem, to the dysregulation. And the truth is, it doesn't get better on its own. How often do I hear, yeah, it'll work itself out. One day I'll feel better. No, you won't. It gets bigger and bigger. Take a garden, for example. When you have a garden and you're not taking care of it, do you really think that that garden will stop growing weed with by doing nothing? Of course not. The weed and the bushes and the wilderness will take over. The same is here. Not only that, but every time you don't complete the loop, you don't go through it, you're training your biology, the negative pattern, the negative neural pathways, you're deepening it instead of introducing a better way. And the longer it goes on, the more sensitive your system becomes. It will see threats everywhere. You're lowering the threshold. And what's happening is that the imbalance between your sympathetic and parasympathetic, they should be running like this. And the sympathetic is on high alert, which means, therefore, like a seesaw, your parasympathetic, the rest and digest, is all the way down. Furthermore, the threat becomes huge while your self-esteem becomes lower and lower. The more you feed this, the more you starve the other. There's the problem. Let me give you 3 data points, because it's not only I who am saying this, but there's research behind it, and I only give you 3 tonight. This one blew me away. According to research, experiencing just 1 minute of anger can suppress your immune system up to 4 or 5 hours. That's 1 minute. I wonder how many minutes, though, we are really angry when we get angry. Definitely longer than 1 minute. So imagine the damage we do to our immune system. We are becoming more vulnerable. Let me explain why quickly. What you're doing is, in a moment of anger or stress, whatever, anxiety, it's a perceived threat, right? The anger is a reaction to a threat. So what you're doing is you're pooling all your resources, your hormones, your chemicals, your blood, your oxygen, from every organ, from every cell, from every tissue, from everything in your body towards this threat or threats. So you're starting to fragment. What does that mean, though? That you've left yourself empty. You've given it away and you're left empty, which is why you feel exhausted, why you're also vulnerable. You have nothing left to defend yourself. That's what that is. Studies from HeartMath Institute show that when your nervous system is dysregulated, your heart rhythm becomes erratic, chaotic, and disordered. This sends signals from the heart to the brain, reducing your prefrontal cortex, it's functioning up to 40%. So you have less capacity, thinking capacity, to get yourself through the issue. And the key to this is your heart instructs, commands, tells your brain how to respond, not the other way around. Number 3, neuroplasticity. The research shows that your brain cannot rewire itself effectively when operating from a stress response. The hippocampus actually shrinks under chronic stress. You're literally trying to create new patterns with diminished capacity. Behavior change, studies in behavior change demonstrate that willpower is a finite resource that depletes rapidly under stress. One more thing that tells you how much of our resource, our energy, we feed to the thing that weakens us more. So let's find a better way. We cannot transform what we cannot regulate. The fire, we first must kill the fire so that we can start with rebuilding our lives and bringing in a transformed state. The problem broken into 3 parts. Let's get started with that. All right, the dysregulated foundation. I spoke about the foundation of building a house. So if the foundation is poor. So here with the dysregulated foundation is when your nervous system is stuck in survival mode. It's the fight, flight, or freeze. Your body is interpreting life, is interpreting normal life as a threat. You're operating from a state of chronic activation. Now, again, when you are in a threatening situation, you need precisely that response. We're talking about dysregulated. It's not functioning properly. So again, prefrontal is offline, the amygdala and the limbic system and the sympathetic system are in charge. So what happens is, and I'd like you to quickly check in with your own body, which one of these symptoms and signs of dysregulation perhaps you're experiencing right now or have in the past. There is that chronic tension or numbness in your body. Very often you also have that foggy sense of in our brain, that shallow breathing, holding your breath, feeling wired but tired, that emotional numbness or explosive reaction. Can't relax when relaxing. One of my clients just could not, actually not one, quite a few, they keep telling me I cannot relax because when I relax, I know I'm weak because I'm not paying attention, and that's when something bad will happen. The opposite is true. When you're chronically activated, becoming back, you have nothing left to defend yourself. So the opposite is true. The dysregulated foundation is when you build on top of this shaky grounds. So the solution isn't trying to change harder, but to calm down first, calm the nervous system first. The dysregulated foundation. So when you work with the technique that I will show you in a moment, you learn to shift, and it's through the breath. And I have a special gift for you later that will teach you 7 different forms of breath as you experience through the 7 stages of trauma or energy. You take your body from chaos to coherence. The coherence is this. There is a harmony from survival to safety. That's when you find, when you're in this state here, your prefrontal cortex come back. You can think again and you can make smart decisions. Problem number 2, the transformation illusion. You believe, and we have been taught, just one moment, that if you just had more discipline, pushed through it, more willpower, better strategy, you could force change to happen. That creates more frustration, more resistance. Your dysregulated nervous system is going to work against you because it considers it a threat. When you're stressed, think about it. What happens? We're reaching instead for comfort slash very often junk food because it's that quick high. Instead of going to the gym, we're scrolling endlessly, just like, dead. We pick fights and we procrastinate or choose perfectionism. We don't do what needs to be done. And this is the transformation illusion, is that the system is protecting you from change because it feels that change is a threat. How often have you felt uncomfortable starting something new? Now, there's a very fine line between anxiety and thrill. They're very close. So if you feed the thrill and the excitement, you're able to get through this. But if the anxiety takes over, fear protection takes over. You need to regulate first. When your nervous system feels safe, safety is key. We must feel safe and secure first. Feel regulated and coherent. Then the body no longer feels that there is a threat. It can open up. You can work with your biology and not against it. The third of the holdbacks is the depletion cycle. And that's where your energy goes. That's why I asked you that question earlier. When you operated from a dysregulated nervous system, you're draining your resources. You're depleting your battery. It's like with our phones when we have to, or computers, when we have too many windows open, behind the scenes, we're draining. And our beloved computer tells us you're draining your energy faster than normal. Okay, same happens with us. So do a check-in with yourself. What are you giving your energy, your currency to? And because you're depleted, small stressors become humongous. The mother snapping at her child. Your nervous system becomes reactive. You snap at everything. And the more you do that, the more triggered you become and the more overwhelmed you become. So you're going in that unfortunate negative cycle. Dysregulation, more depletion, more dysregulation, deeper depletion. Not the circle you want to be in. Building regulation isn't just about calming your nervous system. It's about replenishing your resources, that inner power that you have. When you create coherence and when you shift from survival to safety, you're not just preventing depletion, you're actually restoring your reserves. How good is that, right? Who wouldn't want that? Who here would like to say, no, I'd rather be in the depletion cycle? Not me. So let me give you my practical technique. Many people who have my clients and current and former clients and workshop attendees, if they were here, they tell you this is a powerful, powerful, simple technique. So let me teach you a very simple technique. All right, I'll go through it first, and then we can do it for a minute or two. I'd like to honor your time, but just let me explain first, and then we'll do it together. Okay? Okay, so it's the quick coherence technique from the HeartMath. I forget the name, HeartMath, but the Institute, forgive me. Okay, so remember, the heart gives the commands to the brain, which is why we're focusing on the heart. Bring your attention to your heart. You can place one or both hands on your heart space and just shift your focus away from your head and into your heart. And now we're going to start breathing. I'd like you to breathe in through the nose a little slower than usual, and exhale through the mouth a little longer than usual. 4 in on a count to 4 inhale and 7 on the exhale, but find a rhythm that feels comfortable. And now I'd like you also, again, focus on your heart and imagine you breathing in and out of your heart. As you continue breathing this way, activate a genuine positive feeling. Something not fake, just feel like something in being in a really easy moment of appreciation, care, or ease, an accomplishment. All right. So not only think it, but feeling. The feeling is the secret. Okay. Feel it. So we're going to do that for about 2 minutes, and you start feeling that coherence is entering into your body and returning balance. And you're sending a different signal to your brain. And that's what we want. The heart tells your brain. So let me put my timer on. And I'm choosing to do this for about 2 minutes. All right, you can go ahead and close your eyes. All right. Now, bring your attention to your heart area. Go ahead and place one or both hands on your heart and start breathing in through your nose to a count of 4 and exhale through the mouth to the count of about 7. And if it is comfortable to you, you can, with the exhale, go, ah. Find a rhythm that feels good and comfortable to you. And as you inhale, imagine you're breathing life into your heart. And as you exhale, imagine taking all things that no longer serve it out of your heart. And as you continue breathing in and out, activate a genuine positive feeling, a moment of appreciation, of gratitude, of ease, of love, and allow that feeling to spread outward from your heart, outbound through your body and out into the ether. As you continue breathing in and out of your heart, making that sound. And now I'd like you to take another inhale and make that feeling even bigger. Make that feeling so good that you think it can't get any better than this as you continue breathing in and out. And now slowly take another last breath and open your eyes and come back into the room. So let me ask you, and you can put a number into the chat, not that I can see it right now, but I will look at it later on. Where were you before and where are you now? Are you more coherent yet? So we only did it for 2 minutes, but if you do this for 3 minutes and you do this, my recommendation is that you do this for at least 3 minutes a day, maybe 5, but 3 is fine. And do it like 3 times a day. And I'm suggesting that you're doing it regularly, not when the problem or the anxiety kicks in, because in that moment, you don't have this habit that you have created. I want you to make this your default system so instantly you can get back to that and go, I take my power back. That's right. And by doing that, you're creating new neural pathways that are telling your body, yes, I feel safe now. And if you pay attention, your body posture starts shifting to a relaxed and positive and empowered physique. All right. And here's what I want you to know. You have the capacity, you have everything you need to transform. You're definitely not broken and you're not lacking willpower. It's just that you have started, you've worked on it with the wrong strategy. It's like when you have a headache and you have a massive migraine and you go to your specialist and he's operating on your toe. May not be the right approach. Same with your nervous system. And what I want you to do is to start seeing things differently by allowing to stabilize your nervous system. Remember this, when you are in a dysregulated, chronically dysregulated state, you're operating out of this. And the more you do this, the more you shrink and the bigger the anxiety becomes. Allow balance to come back. Who here wouldn't want more imbalance, more balance in their lives? Who here wouldn't want to know ways that you can start doing this on your own? And it's all about the right sequence. It's when you cook and you saute something in broth. Do you think that will work? No, because you need to start with the sauteing and then you add the broth. The same is here. All parts are valuable, but if they are introduced in the wrong order, you cannot get your calm, coherent, balanced state. And these are things that I hear from clients all the time. 3 major roadblocks. So here we go. I don't have time to regulate my nervous system. The question is, what do you have time for? What are you putting your time in? And looking back, how has this been working for you so far? What results are you showing by continuing to repeat the same problem because you're saying, I don't have the time to deal with a really good solution? You need to hear really is that you don't have time not to regulate your nervous system, because when you are continuing to do the same thing over and over, that's the definition of insanity. So here, take your life back and work with your nervous system. And all it will take is about 3 minutes, 3 times a day. I'm inviting you to start doing that because now you're helping your stressed brain to start becoming comfortable and familiar with relaxation, coherence, balance. That's right. So that's what you're doing, which opens the possibility and potential for the next step, and that is transformation. My situation is too complex to work with something that simple. Well, the devil's work is finding complexity. And I'd like to just ask you, when you need to give an explanation of a complex problem into very few words, the less words you use, the better your comprehension of the situation or the problem, right? Same here. We don't need more complexity, but a dysregulated system seeks complexity because that's what it thrives on. So simplicity is the answer. The simplicity is key to your success. I am not saying by any means that your situation may not be very complex. I am offering and suggesting simple solutions. Step 1, to bring down your nervous system into a coherent state so that you become the catalyst of your transformation. I hear this all the time. Yeah, I've tried things like this before, and it has never worked for me, as I am freezing right now. And so I hope that I will defrost. All right, whatever it is. So that's what I hear all the time. But here's the thing. You may not have tried this thing, and you're not the same person you were yesterday. You're here today because you're seeking something new. And it is very often that we dismiss something. I've tried that. It's not working because we are blocked, we are closed, we are saying no. And that is also a survival technique. No to something new. When you're doing it in the right biological order, you're getting the results. And that's what we're doing here. When you calm your nervous system and then work on change, then it will work. One of my clients, and the names are changed, by the way, so I absolutely protect my client's identity. She survived a horrendous childhood. And I find that people who have had challenging childhoods react very different from those where it was not, where the childhood where there were minor perceived threats. Although the mind can make something minor into something massive, which is what we've been talking about. Now, Sarah perceived real, horrific, existential crises in her youth. And what she observed is she wasn't the person at work, at home, that she knew she could be because something was holding her back. She had so many black bags in her, stuffed in her unconscious mind, that were closed tight just so that she wouldn't open them and look at them. But the reality is that although they're stuffed deep down in our unconscious mind, they're not working on us. They still have power over us. And I do not open these black bags and we are working on them. We're helping them to simply melt away through the techniques that we are doing. They're dissolving, they're going away all on their own through not opening those wounds again. She is now working and is an absolute success story. The fact that you are still here watching me show you how you can do this, and you can see that it can be done very quickly when you have the right knowledge, the right tools, and the right techniques, means that you are ready to actually making regulation work for you. Here are better ways you can do that. This was my option that I used in the past. I can do it on my own. I really didn't have much of another choice other than to do it on my own. So today, the choices are much more easily available. You can buy books, YouTube, Google, ChatGPT. And of course, you will come across a lot of myths and a lot of snake oil. It may take you months, it may take you many, many years. And here's what I always observe. There is a gap between learning and doing. And without guidance, you're going to do the learning, but you're not going to do the doing. What you will find you do is that you go, ooh, I will do it, but when I have this new thing there, I know that I will be complete, and then I will do it. No. This is the way most people do it, is very much like the Hansel and Gretel approach. They find themselves in a deep, deep, dark forest in a maze. They may have left clues behind how they got there, but in the moment of panic, of fear, of trauma, They can't find their way out of it. Remember, they can't access the prefrontal cortex, and they're getting more and more anxious. Well, some find their way out. Maybe you will find your way out. Maybe you won't. Maybe it takes you forever. And I truly hope that it will work for you to find the clues that you've left behind. The other option is working with guidance, with experience, with guidance, with tested strategies and techniques, so that you have someone behind you. I chose to work with a coach a year ago because I knew I couldn't do it alone, because I cannot know what I don't know. I cannot see what I cannot see, even if it's in front of me. And I cannot hear what I can't hear or comprehend. So imagine, though, that like my coach and a teacher, they're shining that light on my path. And so my light bulb clicks much faster and easier to find my road through that maze. And everyone knows that you can get farther faster with a guide who has done it before. That's right, I'm using, and so have celebrities. And I only picked here, but I could have probably put hundreds and hundreds of coaches who have worked with coaches and celebrities. Tony Robbins, Oprah Winfrey, and Jack Canfield, to just name a few. And they knew they got there faster by working with someone who's walked this path before. It's very much like the hero's journey. When you are ready, your guide will come and show you that path. And you are here for a reason. I know that you are experiencing a unique situation and that you have unique stressors. There are aspects to your story that are unique. Your history is made up. Your experiences are creating the lens you look through. But there are opportunities for you here to find what is seeking you already. And I have tried to make that easy. Here are the bonuses that I want to give you. I am giving you access to my 3-week virtual course, Your GPS to Success. I give you access to the nervous system protocol, a PDF, a chaos karma recording, and the breath of life. Techniques which all put together have a value of $1,044, and you'll get them for free. Your GPS to Success, as I said, is a 3-week program, self-standing virtual course, where I take you on a journey to where I'm helping you to change your perspective, your feelings, your beliefs, your thoughts, and becoming aware of the power that is within you. That is a regular value of $497. Then this is a protocol that I have put together with this nervous system, of course, in mind. So it's helping you. The protocol is guiding you through your biology to help you shift, to allow your tolerance to expand and your body to remember what safety really feels like. $97. The Chaos Calmer, I'm giving you proven, profound, amazing techniques, 3 that I know of, that will help you, and I encourage you to do them at least once a day as you are still in a dysregulated state, so that you're building those new neural pathways. Value 175. Here, my 7 breath of life techniques. And these 7 breaths follow the 7 stages of trauma, from the onset of the trauma, through the shock state, through all the 7 stages with 7 different forms of breathing. My recommendation is doing one and then the other, but I have also used these techniques for clients, and in one session we did them all. Value 275. And you may wonder why I am giving you these free bonuses. You're right. I'm like to give you an incentive to help you make a choice. And it's a good choice, I think. I want to make this, I know, easy decision for you. And what I'm offering is my upcoming Catalyst course, From Stuck to Unstoppable. It's a 5-day course that will help you to transform your biggest obstacles into your greatest breakthroughs. It is an evolutionary rewiring of stuck patterns across your body, your mind, and the spirit, because that's the holistic way. All elements must come together for transformation. The reason I built this course is because I have seen the problems smart, successful, high achieving people have, and that is they're stuck in this state of incoherence, this wiredness, right? And they're unaware, like me so many years ago. I was unaware that I had lost the most valuable commodity, my identity, my coherence, my internal resources. And I built it because I want to help you get that back. Who wouldn't want to get that back? And here are the 5 days and 5 steps that I offer. First day, we start working on the nervous system. Second day, we expand your capacity, your battery. Third day, we start rewiring the body, rewiring the mind, regulating the body, redefining your spirit. Day number 4, understanding your trauma. We're going through the 7 stages. And that's important for you to know, where am I? What do I need to do? And we're building, last day, that foundation. And it is not only here, a lot of elements are coming together that help you to build the foundation you need to shift your life into the direction that you want to take it. Techniques, these are amazing techniques. Heart-focused breathing, inner ease technique, trauma release breath patterns. These are the different breathing patterns that I'm teaching you. Then I'm teaching you self-hypnosis, helping you to calm your system down. That's the flash, the lock system, and the tipsy suggestion. Then I'm teaching you positive EFT tapping, future visualizations. This is powerful. This is helping you to go from survival to safety, to flow, and end on freedom. Would that be worth your time? Here's what others are saying. I am not very fond of reading these, but you can read these yourself later on when you get the recording. But what I can give you in a nutshell is one of the attendees. The first day she came, she was in a disheveled, dysregulated state. And with every day, there was an improvement. And day 5, she was radiating and glowing and just absolutely amazing. And all of this you can get for $47. So what I'll do now is I will put the link in the chat. All right. So here are the links. And for you, for my different offers, this is for $47. What you're getting is 5 days. We're starting on February the 9th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for at least 90 minutes. $47. And on top, you're just paying $47 and you're getting all of this, which is a value of 1,044. Just do the math, how much you are getting for your $47, right? Let's compare what $47 will get you. It's perhaps at home a dinner for two. Perhaps when you go out, perhaps $47 will get you a dinner for one. Sometimes the prices simply blow me away. For $47, you can nurture your body, your mind, and your spirit. Isn't that worth $47? Who here wouldn't want to do that? Or I just realized because my friend quit smoking and it blew me away how much cigarettes cost. A pack of cigarette is apparently $20 in Manhattan. Not apparently, she told me, so it is. So that means you can buy, and there are 20 cigarettes per packet, so you get 47 cigarettes. Now here are 47 cigarettes, and you get 5 days of transformation. 5 days of nurturing your body, your mind, and spirit. Or you can get Starbucks. You get 2 orders. Usually the orders, I understand, is between $12, $11, and $20. So maybe you get 2 or 3 orders of your favorite Starbucks, perhaps the pumpkin spice caramel vanilla supreme. Lots and lots of calories that you may later on regret, or you're getting 5 days of inner healing and expansion. And here are things that are justified if you are still wondering and you are sort of in between making a decision and choosing which way to go. You may wonder if this is a scam. And I can guarantee you, and I go right to the last point, what if this doesn't work? I will give you your $47 back if you've attended this course and you've been there for the 5 days and you're telling me I've done the work and it's not working. I even had a lady whose life had suddenly changed and she couldn't attend. I gave her her $47 back as well. I don't like to squabble over $47 because that's not the person that will make my workshop and the experience for the people who choose to change their lives better. Is there really a solution to being stuck? Yes, I've done the work, I've walked that journey, and I have found the solutions. And my clients, if they were here, they would tell you, yes, there are solutions to that. Will this work for you? I have absolutely no idea. The question is, will you show up for it? Because here's the thing, I can only meet you halfway. You have to walk the other half. If you and when you do that, yes, it will work for you. Can I bring this solution to you? I have shown and worked with many people and they have seen massive transformations. So I can tell you with absolute confidence that I can bring you that solution. So invest in your journey towards coherence, resilience, and resourcefulness by simply investing $47 into yourself. Because again, let me give you, as we are starting to close, not yet, finding relief is the first step. When your car engine is boiling, you have to turn off the engine and let it cool down. The same with you. You need to find that coherent state first. I know for sure that you can get farther faster with a guide because when someone is next to you, they can help you out of your state of being overwhelmed. They can help you to become calm and confident. You have someone by your side that will help you to not only think, but also to do the work and take those steps, accountability, instead of being stuck in procrastination, right? You get to your goals far faster than you think, and you are building unshakable confidence in your ability to succeed. And I want this to be one of the fastest and easiest decisions for you to get on my course. That's why I made it such a low friction offer. And we always have choices, remember? First, we need awareness. We also have to have a goal in mind. But in between there is a thing, and that thing is called choice. You have a choice. Do you want to repeat or do you want to evolve? Repeating means you're stuck in what's familiar, not comfortable, familiar. This pain I know. You're having that victim mentality and you're hoping someone will come by and will fix it. And you always wonder, what if this doesn't work? Evolving is about those who go, I'm open, I'm ready to approach it, I'm flexible, I'm a possibilitarian, and you ask yourself, well, what if this does work? How would that feel? What would that do to my life? You are on the evolving path. And you haven't come this far to just come this far, to say, this is enough learning that I've received tonight, licking that the icing on your cake, that's enough for me. That's just one step in your journey towards becoming the person you truly are meant to be. You are here because you want and deserve more. We all do. But trying to think your way out won't make a difference. There is so much untapped capacity still within you that you haven't turned into your advantage yet. And this is your time to customize this and work with me directly. And here is the other way. The other way is to get on a personal call with me, a free 40-minute session with me. Yes, you heard it right. 40 minutes. Here's what we do. I will ask you, you can hop on this right now. I've put it in the chat. You can hop on my calendar now. My time is limited, so go and get it now. And I will ask you, what is the one problem that you'd like me to help you start solving in this one session? And I will listen to you. I will give you my advice and my suggestions. Then, if it feels right, you can ask what working together would look like. And if not, that's okay with me as well. This is not a sales call in disguise. I am really here to help you and to show you a different way. And yes, for the free call, you get free bonuses as well. How good is that, right? I give this to you because you matter. I have walked this journey. I know what it feels like. I've been there. I have found ways that will help you to shorten your journey and get you up level you to your next step and the next step. So that's why I'm giving you all of these options. And here is the last option. This is what I have come up with last weekend because I felt I need guidance throughout the year. It doesn't help me much to be just, the one time sit together, yay, feels good. So I have come up with a program and I will start it in May. There are reasons why I need to start in May. So in May, we will start. And what I'm offering you in May is this. On Wednesdays, I will have a 2-hour educational session. All right. a 2-hour educational, one at noon and one at 7. On Mondays and Fridays, I will give you a mastermind, an hour of mastermind around noontime. I'm planning noontime. And I will give you a meditation on Tuesday evenings. I added the meditation because I feel that, remember, I started with stress and anxiety and uncertainty. We need to do the opposite now. We need to create coherence, balance, certainty, and calmness. And that's what that meditation is, because what I want you to do is feed positive energy into the scrambled energy all around you, so we together can change the world for something better, higher energy. And here's the thing. If you sign up now and you pay the $297 now, you're getting me once a week, Wednesdays, for free for February, March, and April. I will give a weekly half-hour free educational session for free, because the $297 will pay for me. All right. And now I will end this formal part, and I am now here for you as I am going to turn off the recording. Thank you all.